I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another review? There's another paid request, this time from Marv B. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. It'll be a list, review, randomness, re-review, out of the blueness, reaction, just whatever it may be. In either PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box if you wish to. Now, this movie just fucking sucks. I think that's why I was mumbling that intro at the beginning. Just be like, what the hell happened with this movie, man? I had no hopes for it anyway, because it didn't need to be made. Welcome to Sudden Death is a sequel, but really a remake of this film. The Jean-Claude Van Damme 1995 film Sudden Death, which I do enjoy this movie. Now, I do have issues with this movie because every fight scene with Van Damme, there's the close-ups, but then every wide shot is an obvious, very, very obvious fight double. I don't know why. Now, Van Damme has done that in a few films of late, nowadays. But this is his prime. He didn't do that a lot. Like, you watch Cyborg, Lionheart, Kickboxer, even Hard Target. He didn't do that a lot. So, I don't know if this was cocaine. This was his cocaine days. If that was into some play, I don't know. I wish someone would ask. I wish someone would say. But, Powers Booth, solid villain. Good pyrotechnics. Very solid stunts. The budget was on the screen. You have a whole fucking helicopter falling down into the damn stadium. Van Damme's performance is rather solid. He showcases his emotions. He's got good dialogue. You lose pal. There's some actually genuinely funny moments. Unlike this piece of shit. This bomb is the most powerful explosive. And then later on he tries to do that again, the same trick. This is C4. This is the more powerful explosive. He has like MacGyver shit. It's a fun movie. It's a fun Die Hard, knockoff. There's the fight he has with the penguin mascot the bad guy's wearing. Again, sadly, all the fights, a chunk of that is his fight double. I understand having to double for dangerous stunts, but for your fights, I never understood that. That's the one big thing that knocks this down a few pegs. And I don't know if this would be in my top 10 Van Damme films. I mean, that's number one. Maybe it would, because it does have a lot of good aspects other than that. Maybe lower down. It would not be in my top 5. That'd be Hard Target, Universal Soldier Time Cop would be in there. Probably Lionheart would be in there. and some others. Cyborg, I love Cyborg. By the way, I know it's like 5 minutes in for whatever. I haven't talked about this because I'm like, what the fuck? And yeah, I'm wearing shorts because this movie made my balls sweat. In fact, I'd rather tape my balls, put them in my mouth, have the sweat go into my mouth, and drink it like a fucking Mellow Yellow Mountain Dew combination, than watch this fucking movie again. Yes, this movie has the taste of ball sweat. You might as well be drinking ball sweat. There you go. That's a new fucking Mountain Dew. Ball sweat. Along with Bootylicious and Booty Shaker. Coming to a Walmart near you. Number one, this director does not know how to shoot fight scenes. There's some potentially good choreography. But the director does this where after almost like every punch and kick, boom, there's another cut. Here's an idea, director. How about you watch Blood and Bone with Michael Jai White? Or the Undisputed films? To show how to shoot a fucking fight. I wish Isaac Florentine directed this movie. Again, you don't need a remake, whatever the fuck this was, of this movie. You don't. But if you're going to do it, at least show how to do the fucking edits of the fight scenes well. Again, the choreography doesn't seem bad. Michael Jai White, I like him. I like him in Blood and Bone. I like him in Undisputed 2. Yes, I like him even in Skin Trade with Dolph Lundgren. I think that's a decent film. I like Michael Jai White, but this was a bad showing. And it's not Michael Jai White's fault. Like, his acting is not the problem, really. His fighting is not the problem. It's just everything else. It feels cheap. Very cheap. I don't know what the fuck sudden death has to do with a basketball game. Because sudden death is usually, that's why this is called sudden death. I mean, maybe technically there can be a sudden death in basketball. Maybe. I read somewhere that maybe if you have like 2 overtime, that never even comes to the play. It doesn't matter. It never comes to the play in the movie that I remember, at least that I remember. Maybe it did because someone's doing a fucking free throw. Maybe that was sudden death. But when you think of sudden death, you don't usually think of basketball. You think of hockey. Or some, but no. Welcome. So the title... Whatever. But Final Score with Batista felt like a better remake of Sudden Death than this movie. And that dealt with a soccer game. Like, technically, if you want to see a better version of a remake of Sudden Death, go watch Final Score with Batista, not this piece of shit. Why do you keep calling it a piece of shit? The music is horrible. The usage of music is horrible. It has some off-kilter weird comedy that makes me wonder if this is supposed to be a parody? Or are we supposed to be taking it seriously? The way the sets look, the way the stadium looks, the crowds look. When you watch this, and you see just how massive and big, and you watch this is like playing with Tonka toys. It's like if you had an actual Lamborghini or Humvee, and then next stuff, they gave you Tonka toys, which is what this is. Again, if this is the brand new car that came out, this is a broken Tonka toy that you got for 25 cents, and then you got it for cheap half, so you only paid 10 cents at a fucking garage sale. And for the most part, it follows this movie. You have an opening where your character goes through something. Instead of this one, which is a bit emotional, he's a fireman. Sadly, this kid dies, and you feel sorry for Van Damme's character. And like I said, Van Damme gives a pretty good performance in that movie. Here, he's overseas, he's a military guy, there's electric torture, which is fucking digital. Even the sparks have to be fucking digital. He beats 3 guys, but it's poorly edited, because it was like every punch or kick, boom, there's a cut. There's a bomb, he gets some people out, it explodes, he's back home. But like this one, I won't keep showing it because just like the fucking movie keeps reminding you of this, I'm going to do the same thing. He's a security guy at a stadium where this big game is playing. and there's going to be big people at the VIP lounge, and he brings his 2 kids. One's a boy, one's a girl. The girl gets up and walks out herself, while the boy stays in his seat with a thumb up his ass. The girl talks back to the bad guy. The girl gets grabbed and taken to the VIP lounge where the bad guys are at, because the bad guys want a lot of money, and there's higher well, technically there's politicians there, because there's a governor, there's a mayor there. Was it the vice president? I'm trying to remember, was it the vice president in this, or... It's been a while since I've seen this. At least a couple years. Maybe like 3-4 years. So yeah, it's following like a lot of this stuff there. Again, the 2 kids, the girl is the one that's taken. Like, it just... Again, you feel the cheapness oozing out like a guy in his beanbag eating Cheetos. You just feel it oozing out. Where even the big security room where it's like 5 TVs and a couple posters. Like the big command room. And the little girl got on my nerves a little bit in this movie. But this one is turned up a few notches, where she's the sassy girl who literally will say lines like OMG. Yes, she actually fucking says OMG. And it's a basketball game. I'm like, what the fuck is a sudden death then? Well, you want to be more like this movie? Just don't make the fucking movie at all. How about them apples? Again, I didn't know basketball was known for its sudden death. Again, I don't think it's impossible. It can, but just... Whatever. The kids are irritating, much more irritating than this. And almost every fucking fight scene, there's a shitty rap song playing. I have no idea why they decided on that. Not score... Not music. Like, this score is not too bad. It's... I want to get the... Who did the score? Oh, of course, I'm not going to be able to find it now. Screenplay, executive producers, editor... John Debney. That name sounds familiar, John Debney. But... Again, every fucking fight scene is a shitty rap song. And, Michael Jai White starts fighting the bad guys. One guy he fights in a weight room. Makes a guy land on a weight on the floor. Breaks his neck. One lady he fights. Gets her gun. Makes her shoot herself. The potentially best fight is when he fights 3 guys and... kind of the changing room of one of the teams. And again, it's the choreography is not the problem, but it's not edited the best. And again, the terrible music playing. Like, why is this shitty rap music playing in every fucking fight scene? Oh, like that one, yes, there's also bombs. But this one, there's a little bit of tension. Like, they actually try, Peter Hyams, the director, actually tries to deliver some suspense and tension where, oh, can I get to the bombs in time? And oh my god, the game's going to end. Oh no, someone got the goal in. And granted, I complained, to be fair, about like how much convenience. It seemed like there's quite a bit of convenience, like how convenient that person just hit the hockey puck in time. And, that's one of those things that does kind of bother me a bit in movies. On the flip side, when you compare it to this, where there's no tension, while this is at least attempting to have tension, yeah, okay, this is much worse. And instead, he gets this annoying, irritating, goofy, comic relief janitor that when Michael Jai White kills the first bad guy, He turns and the fucking janitor's there with a big gulp. Yeah. And this guy... He's like, follow me. They go to a room. He references Die Hard. You know that film with Bruce Willis? Oh, when they find one of the female bad guys, the janitor grabs her. I got her. He gets kicked in the face and goes, I don't got her. And then slumps down. Like, literally that delivery. I don't got her. This reminds me... I don't know who the fuck this reminds me of shit. Tizzy was shit. Why do I gotta compare with someone else? This irritating, annoying, and maybe I don't blame the actor. It's the script, the direction he was given. The actor's there to do his job. They just did a shit job directing him and writing this terrible script. Where he's just irritating. And that's what I mean, like, is this supposed to be a parody with the way this character acts? Like, the way this character acts, like, he should be a supporting role in an Ernest P. Worrell movie. I love Ernest movies, but that's not what this is supposed to be about. And also, there's a montage where the janitor and Michael Jai White are going to get the bombs. Now, again, they're going to get the bombs and try to get them all disarmed. You would think there'd be some kind of suspense, some kind of, oh, they don't make it in time. Oh, where are they? No. No trouble getting to these bombs. No trouble going around disarming these bombs. They're in the fucking, what the hell, janitor's, like, vehicle, just riding around. And these sets that look... I've seen TV sitcoms with higher budgets. This is the song. Grooving like a crazy lady. You know we like that boom. This is the zoom. We know we like that boom. And in that zoom, we know we like that boom. Playing during when they're going to find the bombs and disarming them with no muss, no fuss, no hassle. That's the fucking song playing in the montage. A lady singing, you know we like that boom, and then in the zoom, and yeah, say I'm gonna feel the doom, and I feel all gloom. I'm gonna put my foot in your vavoom. Put my ass in your sassy sassafras. I'm gonna put my dick in your mouth and go south, and then I'm gonna put you up and do the stalactite with all my might. So then we're gonna fight. So why don't you take a hike, you fucking dyke? Fuck this movie. What the fuck was this? Waste of fucking money. That's why shit like this pisses me off. Because I see action films that could have been made, should have been made throughout all the years, but this gets made and it's a waste of fucking time and it's a waste of fucking money. And no, it's not one of the worst films ever. It's not one of the worst action films ever. It's just a pile of worthless shit. Michael Jai White has some decent choreography, but even that's fucked up by the crap editing. It's not the worst editing I've seen, sadly, but Taken 2, Taken 3, like those take more of the cake, but just ridiculous to me. The bad guy is lame. Like, I'm like, you go from Powers Booth in this film to this lame ass bad guy who has a past that he was fucked over by the government, and so it's a little bit of revenge, but also wanting this cryptocurrency. Like this one, you have someone who you think is a good guy, and I'm thinking, because I know this film a bit, oh, this one guy who's like the security guy that hired him, he just pops out of the blue. I'm like, oh, he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. Hey, Michael Jai White, I know you can't hear me. He's a bad guy. Oh, big surprise, he's a bad guy. I could have told you that, Michael Jai White. Very fucking predictable. And most of the fights, Michael Jai White gets through them pretty easily. Like like Van Damme's character, it took quite a bit of, like, each fight took some effort. And that's what Van Damme did well compared to a lot of action stars. Van Damme knew, especially early on, that you need to get beaten up to make us feel for you more. Come on, get up, come on. And then do the fight back. Like, the more the hero gets beaten up, the more he bleeds. You think about Van Damme's movies. Sylvester Stallone did this throughout points of his career as well. Especially Rocky. But even like Rambo, when he's getting tortured and electrocuted in Rambo 2, or beaten up in the shower in First Blood. But in Bloodsport, there's the big guy ready to suffocate him. There's Bolo Yan beating him up, blinding him, and then Ton Po beating him up, bloodied up, and then he makes the comeback. Cyborg Fender's beating his ass, but then he fights back. Even Hard Target, Lance Harrison hitting him with the board on fire. Universal Soldier, Dolph Lundgren. I said, how high? Why can't you get through your fucking head? I didn't. You beat the good guy down until he rises up, and then yeah. Like, Van Damme knew that, and that's why a lot of those fights worked rather well. Lionheart. I mean, he gets into a little bit of trouble with the last guy. He just knifed a little bit, but even then, it didn't compared to, how others done it. I fucking remember another stupid thing the janitor did. That female bad guy that Michael Jai White's fighting, she gets wounded. Like I said, he makes her shoot herself, but then she's bleeding. She pulls out her gun. For some reason, doesn't just shoot them. I don't know why. She just decides to shoot herself. I'm like, why don't you just shoot him? If you're going to die anyway, and you think you're going to die anyway, why don't you just shoot the people that killed you? I didn't understand that. Instead, she shoots herself, and then the janitor yells out, "Yo, man, there's a crazy..." And yes, it is a white guy. Like a fucking milquetoast white guy. "Yo, man, there's a crazy bitch." And then that's when they look for the songs, and the very inappropriate look for the songs. Looking for the bombs, and then my mind went to, no, they should look for a better fucking song for the scene and looking for the bombs. Oh, why does that have to be a song? Why can't it be a musical score? But even the few bits of musical scores suck too, so they wouldn't have saved anything. But they use a lot of shitty songs. And a lot of the fights seem to go quick and effortless. Again, there's a lot of points that remind you of this. There's even a point where they try to get the boy, and the boy's like, "No, I'm going to sit here because my daddy told me to sit here." And then the bad guy gets frustrated, and then he's got to leave because the boy won't go with him. And at the end, when things are going down, the boy sits on his ass, just like the boy in this one sat on his ass when just my dad said not to leave the seat. I'm like, it's weird, like the same shit that they kept from this movie. And then the shit they added, it's like the annoying janitor, like, as if they wanted it to be a pair. I don't fucking know. The finale is him getting to the VIP box. He's got a gun, but it's a t-shirt gun. What is that? It's one of those things that will shoot the t-shirts out into the crowd. And he shoots one to one of the bad guys' heads. I think he put some stuff in there. He fights the main bad guy on a balcony. Stabbed a few times, like sliced up. Then gets his belt. Belt versus knife. ultimately stabs the bomb into the guy, tips him off, bad CGI, falls off, explosion, was cheap as fuck. And then you get these weird end credits. Weird. Does the end credits showcase cartoon drawings? Maybe I shouldn't say cartoon, but like drawings of Michael Jai White in the military that he was at the beginning of the film. This seems like something that should have been at the beginning of the movie. Because at the beginning of the movie, he was in the military, then Welcome to Sudden Death, then goes on. I'm like, is this showing a prequel to when he was in the military? And then in the end of this end credit, whatever the hell sequence, it's him being home to his family, which is how the movie then. Why is this part of the end credits? And I don't fucking know. It's like it's telling the story that's the prequel of this movie. I don't fucking know. And then after it, it does a sequel bait ending where the fucking everything's fine. The person comes in to that locker room, that changing room, and they're going, wait a minute. That guy said there were 3 guys here. And like the one guy who actually knew how to fight and gave Michael Jai White a little bit run for his money in a fight. Not the main bad guy, but like the lead henchman, so to speak. He's disappeared. Which is weird because Michael Jai White had his neck and we hear a bone crack. So what, the guy survived a broken neck? Or what the fuck was that cracking sound? Again, when you're doing an action movie and you have someone by the neck and you hear cracking sound, usually that means you broke a neck. But apparently that's the case, or this guy can survive broken necks. I don't fucking know. Maybe he broke his dick. Maybe he likes his fucking head being. Maybe he loves Michael Jai White holding his head and his dick cracked, and his dick rised up. And then Michael Jai White thought, well, that's his neck cracking. He confused it with the fucking bone of his dick. I don't fucking know. The fact that you have a sequel bait ending as if you don't have a fucking sequel to this? Holy shit. This movie sucks ball sweat, like I said before. It's piss poorly made. It looks cheap as fuck. The villain is forgettable. The fight scenes has potentially good choreography, but edited poorly. It follows most of the same beats as this, so if you've seen this, you've seen this is a much shittier version. Again, you want to watch a better version of a remake of Sudden Death, go watch Final Story with Batista. That has his issues, but it's better made than this. Does that director kind of knew what he was doing more compared to this? It's not a great 5-star movie, but decent for direct-to-video. Unlike this. Welcome to Sudden Death, man. Welcome to a rendezvous with my ass, motherfucker. That should be the actual title. This annoying janitor sidekicks that he thinks he's in a fucking... I don't know, he thinks he's in a goof... screwball comedy kids movie with the way he acts. There's really not much in terms of big spectacle. Inappropriate or bad, awful song choices. Like, the whole soundtrack is terrible. And again, this element of cheapness. Such a cheap looking movie. Fuck, man. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We will see you guys later. Fuck this movie. Bye-bye.